Gen Z is the most connected generation in history, yet somehow the most confused about identity. Constant information creates constant comparison, and that quiet pressure is shaping how this generation thinks, feels, and survives. Born into the internet, Gen Z never experienced a world without digital validation. Social presence became identity, but beneath the surface, something feels off. Like connection without real closeness. This generation learned early that attention equals value. Every view, every reaction builds a silent score. And slowly, self-worth becomes something external instead of internal. But here is the twist. The more Gen Z tries to perfect identity online, the less stable identity feels offline. Who am I if everything can be filtered, edited, and changed? Anxiety is not random here. It is the result of constant comparison and endless exposure to perfection. The mind never gets a break, and peace becomes unfamiliar. Gen Z learns faster than any generation before, but struggles to focus deeply. Information overload trains the brain to skim, not absorb, and depth becomes harder than speed. Work feels different too. Stability no longer feels guaranteed, so meaning matters more. Gen Z is not lazy, it is selective about where energy goes. Emotionally, this generation feels deeply but expresses carefully. Vulnerability exists, but trust is fragile. The world feels unpredictable, so emotional walls quietly rise. Relationships are changing, attention is divided, patience is shorter, and expectations are higher. Connection is desired, but consistency is rare. Here is another twist. Gen Z does not just consume content, it competes with it. Every post becomes a silent comparison, and every scroll becomes a judgment. But this generation is also incredibly creative. Exposure to diverse ideas builds adaptability. Gen Z can learn, pivot, and create faster than ever before. Skills are no longer linear. Learning happens everywhere, from videos, platforms, and communities. Traditional systems struggle to keep up with this pace. Too many choices can paralyze action. When everything is possible, deciding becomes overwhelming, and hesitation quietly replaces momentum. Gen Z thinks deeply about purpose, not just survival, but meaning. And that question, what is the point of all this, shows up more often than expected. Global awareness comes early. Crisis, conflict, and uncertainty are always visible, and carrying that awareness at a young age shapes how safe the future feels. Yet, despite everything, Gen Z still craves real connection. Not perfect, not curated, just real. Authenticity is the new currency. What Gen Z wants is simple but rare. Peace of mind, freedom from constant pressure, and space to just exist without being evaluated. Self-awareness is growing. More individuals are questioning habits, emotions, and patterns. And that awareness is the beginning of real change. Here is the shift. Gen Z is not broken. It is adapting to a world that changed too fast, and adaptation always looks messy before it looks strong. The real power of this generation is awareness. It sees flaws in systems, patterns, and expectations, and that awareness can either overwhelm or transform. What Gen Z needs is not more noise. It needs clarity, focus, and a sense of control over attention and energy. The future of this generation depends on one thing: learning how to disconnect from chaos and reconnect with self. Because once attention is controlled, everything changes. Focus improves, emotions stabilize, and identity becomes grounded. Gen Z is still learning, still evolving, and still figuring out how to balance speed with depth and connection with individuality. And maybe that is the real story. Not weakness, but transition. Not confusion, but exploration. So, the question is not what is wrong with Gen Z. The real question is, what will Gen Z become once it learns to control its own mind?